Yeah, thanks for having me. So we've been doing 3 efficacy trials all at the same time, which is sort of unprecedented. We conducted one in South Africa, one in the UK, and started a trial in the U.S. where we fully enrolled 30,000 people now in the U.S. So where are we? In the UK, which is the country where we will probably file for our first approval and get our first product approval. We've demonstrated efficacy in that country. Interesting efficacy trial. We during the trial of the 15,000 people, roughly half the people that got infected with the traditional Wuhan strain, but half the people got infected by a UK variant, which people are referring now to strains as variants in the UK and South Africa. So we got 96% efficacy in the Wuhan strain, and in the variant strain, people who got infected with variant strain, we had 86% efficacy. So very high efficacy in both groups, but it did show that there's a decrement as the virus mutates. And we saw a similar situation in South Africa. It was a bigger decrement because the virus had changed more dramatically and tried to escape the immune system. But nevertheless, we showed that the vaccine works well in South Africa. Mm-hmm. So we're taking those data and we're filing them on what's called a rolling EUA submission in not only the UK, but in Canada and Australia and other countries. And we hope to use those data for approval in those countries, but also hope to use those data for approval in the U.S. So the U.S. trial is on its way. We've got 30,000 people vaccinated. The data from that trial will come out in probably a couple months, the final data. And so those data will be behind what we've got in the UK now. And so our hope and expectation is that the FDA will agree to review the UK data as part of our EUA filing in the US. So when you ask, is the vaccine going to get approved? It is when it's in the hands of the MHRA, which is the UK equivalent of the FDA, it will be up to them, of course, but it's our job is to get them all the data they need from the trial. That'll be by the end of this month, and they'll be evaluating that data throughout some part of April. And in the U.S., it's probably a month after that.
So my question, if we're looking around the second quarter here in the U.S. potentially, is right. What do you see as the market here? Now that we have 3 approved vaccines, we hope by the second quarter we'll make a lot more progress on getting Americans vaccinated. So where does yours come in? And what are some of the differences between yours and some of the others on the market?
Well, great question. So I'm not worried about lack of demand for the vaccine, even though we'll be the 4th vaccine. There's plenty of additional need for the vaccine in the U.S. and it's a big world. We have advanced purchase commitments right now for 200 million doses of the vaccine outside the U.S. with the expectation that there'll be a lot more on top of that. And inside the U.S., we have a commitment to the U.S. government now to supply them with 110 million doses by sometime around June, July. And then are negotiating with them for an additional procurement on top of that. So and then you ask, what's the difference between the vaccines? Well, they all have different efficacy rates. We've shown, as I mentioned, 96%. Moderna and Pfizer showed very good levels in the same range. We're the only company that's shown efficacy in all 3 strains, including the variant strain, so I can't compare ours to others. We do know that everybody has a safety profile and that ours is a very good safety profile. You look at stability. Can your product be shipped and stored at refrigerated temperatures instead of frozen? Ours can. Ours has very good stability. And is it scalable? And so you look at all those factors but I think the point is all these vaccines work, and if they're available, people should take them.
Do you think it's realistic, Stan, that the FDA will accept data from overseas trials as opposed to waiting for the full data from your U.S. trial? I mean, it didn't work for AstraZeneca. Why would it work for you?
We have a different data set than AstraZeneca does. We don't have any assurances that the FDA will. It's in their guidance that they'll accept foreign data. for filings for BLAs, and this is an important enough, and our data is really really strong data, and so they'll be very tempted to approve it on that. If they don't, then we wait until we unblind the phase 3 trial that we started in the U.S., and that would be another month to 2 months.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.